Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. I need the fan today. It's like it's the same temperature as yesterday was, but yesterday was super windy, so it didn't feel like the temperature was saying. Oh, that's cute. Just sleeping on a pillow or a sleeping bag. The best intro. Yeah. Honestly, this is a good idea. We should do a fishing intro. I've only really, like, for the most part, my intros are, they've typically been the same over the years, but my outro used to be my cat dancing. My druid cat. Yeah, I figured we'd watch it live today. Yeah, a lot of the time I will leave it till later to, well, I don't know, for a few years we were doing them on live. But yeah, so this is like completely live, can't pause. Well, I could. I'm on YouTube. I could pause the live stream, but yeah, we're seeing it as early as possible right now. So yeah, that's why it's gonna be a little weird today, because we're gonna watch this. This will end close to 1, but I'm hoping it ends around 12:30 because I need to drop YouTube and then bring them back up for the PC show, because you know me, I'm I do things weird and I wanted the picture to be separate. So I need a little time to do that. So I'm hoping it ends a little before 1 to give me time to do that. And then at 1, we'll watch the PC show. That'll go to around 3. And then I'm gonna end at that point. And then as far as Twitch and Kick goes, there will be no dropping. It's just YouTube, so we'll stay live from now to 3 on Twitch and Kick. And then at that point I'm gonna end. I'm gonna go do some edits, and then I'm gonna come back at 8 because I want to watch the Death Stranding 2 premiere. Yeah. Hey system, how's it going? I love that you guys show up during the early streams, though. It's very nice. I appreciate that. Because sometimes when I think of doing, because we don't go live till like the evening, so going live at like 11 in the morning is unexpected, right? So I want to start it too. Yeah, because funny enough, I was interested in the first one, but not super interested, right? But Death Stranding 2, like, has me really interested. So yeah, for sure, I gotta go play that first one. So, next was gonna be Cyberpunk. I bought it and everything, but I think next has to be Death Stranding. I think that needs to be the next game. As far as Xbox goes, Xbox hasn't had like an Xbox exclusive that I've wanted in a while, which is why I haven't upgraded my Xbox. So like this show will determine whether we finally upgrade it, which wouldn't be anytime soon since I just upgraded the Nintendo, but yeah.
An adventure made for capitalism by capitalism.
But I get a little lucky console-wise when it comes to the Xbox, because a lot of their games are on PC, right? So,
World
premiere.
You guys hear it good? Should we crank it?
What's wrong?
I'm sorry. I've just been so depressed lately.
You know, it would fix everything.
Beat
Humanity.
me. My speakers are a little low. From what they say. Well, it already... That's why I haven't really upgraded, right? Because from the time they started their, like, PC Game Pass, I find every Xbox game that does interest me is on the PC, so I don't need to upgrade, right? Like, yeah. So I really, for the most part, like, we'd be watching this anyway, but for the most part, I watch them to see if they've got that one game that makes me want to upgrade it, you know? Because I used to always upgrade the Xbox, but then, you know, that's the dilemma of... I think it's cool that they have a lot of stuff that's PC, but that is the dilemma. You get a person like me that refuses to upgrade until an exclusive happens. Also worth noting, this is Xbox. Well, people, we should see some World of Warcraft stuff here. Which we all know what it would be. It would be midnight, right? This reminds me, I gotta get my paper out because I gotta write this one down. That looked good. I was also gonna say, actually, let me just write this down before I forget. But I can't, I don't know if you can tell because it's daytime, so lighting is so bad, but I did turn the green lights on. Yeah. I was gonna wear a green shirt too. Quick 10 minutes before I went live, I was like kind of scrounging my closet for this green shirt. Apparently I own none. Yeah, I guess the next time I go buy a shirt, we need to try to find a green shirt. Although I do know of one, but I don't know where it is right now. But I do have a gingerbread shirt. I wear it around Christmas. It's green. But that would have been kind of weird, I guess. Damn, everyone's got a handheld. This one looks pretty good, though. Hate to see the costs, though. These handhelds are not cheap. I never use, like, my Switch. It forever is on the dock. I never use the handheld part of it. It's a console to me. Yeah, it never... It never goes anywhere. Although I did take it to BlizzCon once. The first Switch, I had taken it to the 2019 BlizzCon.
At Xbox, we strive to put the player first. And that's what you've seen from us over the years. We've led the industry with backward compatibility. We championed crossplay and cross-progression. We delivered Game Pass, first on console, then on PC, and with cloud gaming. So what's next? How can we give you even more freedom, more choice, more ways to play? Our next step is to unify your gaming no matter where you buy or play. So we're building an Xbox experience designed for players, not
wow, handheld
store or tied to one device. The Xbox Ally is an Xbox you can hold in your hands, bringing together the power of Xbox and the freedom of Windows. On this Xbox, you can play games across your entire library, including all the Windows PC game stores, from Xbox and Battle.net to Steam, GOG, and Ubisoft Connect. And the highly anticipated Hollow Knight Silksong will be available at launch and in Game Pass when the Ally releases later this year. In fact, every new game you see in today's show will be playable on the Xbox Ally.
Get a dock attached to that, and
wanted you to have
I'd be
a unique
sold.
Experience of Xbox on any screen. That's why we're investing in Xbox Play Anywhere. Whether you're playing on console, PC, smart TV, or any Windows handheld like the new Xbox Ally, the Xbox experience roams with you. Your library, progression, friends, and achievements. There are over 1,000 Xbox Play Anywhere games on Xbox today. And every new game you see in today's show, from our partners and our studios, is Xbox Play Anywhere. And because it's Xbox, you can always have access to Game Pass with a diverse lineup of games from the biggest franchises to critically acclaimed indie hits. This is the freedom we believe players should have. Any game, anywhere. And we are giving it our all every day to make this vision real. But it all comes back to the games. From Dead to Rights on the original Xbox to Armored Core 6, our relationship with Bandai Namco Entertainment has stood the test of time. We both believe in bringing amazing experiences to players around the world, and their next game does exactly that. From Rebel Wolves Studio, this is a story-rich action RPG steeped in dark fantasy that I can't wait for you to explore. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Not a bad start. But I haven't seen a price yet, so... And I'm not a handheld person, so it's gotta come with a dock. It's gotta be like the Switch, yeah. Yeah. Cause I'm always sitting here when I'm gaming, you know? Like, I don't really game on the go.
Monsters have always been here.
The only reason I brought the Switch to,
Watching from the shadows.
to BlizzCon that one
When we were
year
at our
is
weakest.
because I was, it was a trip.
Came out into the light.
Like, it was an actual trip. BlizzCon was
feared
just
for our
part of
lives.
it. Yeah.
We should have feared for our souls instead. The vampires didn't come to kill us. No, they came to rule. To turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead. Their worst nightmare. A Dawnwalker. Trapped between the two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all.
He is out there watching, seeping into you, growing.
Meat Boy? No way! This was like the first playthrough I ever did on the YouTube channel. It's horrible sound quality because I had a little device I hooked up to my Xbox. Because I did play it on the Xbox, and yeah. And I had this little device that hooked onto me, and then I had like my little mic. Yeah, it was really bad. Really, yeah, it was the very beginning of my content creation. Yeah. You hear the game really good, but not me so much. And I said last year that I wanted to redo it for our 10 year. And our 10 years coming up, so. But I'm gonna need it released early 2026. But that's awesome. That's awesome. I will totally replay that. I love Super Meat Boy.
Watch your back, Yakumo.
Team Ninja.
I'll kill the Dark Dragon myself. It's my mission. My duty as a Raven Ninja.
I feel like I didn't see much from Team Ninja for a really long time, and then now, like, the past couple of years, it's just been kind of like bam, bam, bam. You know? But I guess it makes sense, right? Those years you don't hear from them, they're busy making the next game.
This is it.
Sayori.
I also agree with you on the price. That's why I have not bought a Steam Deck. I do use handheld section on the Switch. I'm with you on the Steam Deck. I was very interested in the Steam Deck, but the price, especially for a Canadian, is absolutely insane. Like, it's $1,000 or something. Like, it is absolutely crazy. You know, like, at that rate, I might as well just put my $1,000 to some computer upgrades and, you know, like, yeah. Yeah.
The Dark Dragon is mine.
Like, something like that maybe is worth it to someone who's always on the go, but I like to game, you know, here, right? So I don't really need a whole lot of handhelds, you know, like, yeah. The only handheld I ever really had, well, I shouldn't say ever. I did have my very first well, I guess technically the Game Boy was the first handheld, but I was a big fan of the PSP for a while. I had that one, and technically I have the Switch, I guess. I just don't use it as a handheld. It stays on the dock. Which is why it's probably in pristine condition, even like that other one. Yeah, like it left this house once, and that's because I was gonna be on an airplane for a while, and that's about it.
Beneath the streets of Rome. Enter the city of Antioch. Find the secret relic. Bring it back to the Holy See. Defend the secret. They worshipped the giants.
World premiere.
はるか昔、この国に輪廻の獣が現れた。輪廻の獣は汚れを吐き、 あらゆる生物を蝕んだ。
Good afternoon, folks. You do know the sun's still up? I know, it's killing me. It's blinding me, and I'm about to melt. You're gonna witness a death today, guys.
西暦4026年、人類は滅亡を待つのみ。
But yeah, today will be a little different, pugs. We're, you know, obviously, we're live in the morning. Which, not that I don't do that. You guys have seen some morning streams, but they're very, very rare. And a lot of the time they are this, right? Like every year it's usually this is the reason. But it's gonna be a little odd today because there's you know, for YouTube there's gonna be 3 streams that go live. And for Twitch and Kick you're gonna see 2. So we're watching the Xbox one right now. After it ends, we'll watch the PC show. And then I'm gonna go edit, and then I'm gonna come back at like 8, and we're gonna watch the Death Stranding premiere show. And this is the final game show day too. So we're done after today. Yeah, we can get back to
life here ain't for the soft-hearted.
Back to some game.
Pay me back until you fucking rust. It ain't for the spineless.
Keep your filthy pickers off me!
And it sure as shite ain't for the decent.
That's a clean sweep for what
There has been a crime! Justice itself has been affronted! I have been burgled! Lord Griswick.
Yes, want some Nintendo stream next week? Please, if you can. Of course, yeah. It was already in the plans. Yeah. Yeah, I will be back in WoW as well. I don't want my raid team to think I vanished. I only took this past week off due to this being our thing this week every year. But we'll be back in there. YouTube, if you're watching and you don't see any WoW streams go live, that means it's on Twitch and Kick, because I might be running music or something.
They got my good side this time. Breaking in is the easy part. Your brandy, sir. Getting away with it is the real trick.
But yeah, the plan for next week is basically we'll have a couple of WoW streams. I'm still not sure what I want to do for the actual birthday stream, because that is our normal mount farming day, and I kind of want to mount farm, but I also kind of want to play our Mario Kart as well. So you know, and I'd say we could do a mix, but mount farming usually takes all night. So, so we'll see. We'll see what I decide with that one. And then I wanted to actually play some Wind Waker.
I wouldn't have believed it. Round here, it's all sharp edges, empty pockets.
And Monday has to be Disney.
Goodbye, Silas.
Yeah, Monday absolutely has to be Disney. That's why we watched the OTK show last night.
I'll leave you with a pissing bed of peaches.
You'd either got a gang at your back.
Because I'm already at the point where I'm gonna have to spend Moonstone to get all the rewards.
Can't put a price on that.
Yeah, I definitely slacked a bit.
Those in charge, they don't keep order, they keep power. Take this.
Hey GLX, how's it going?
They just want us beaten.
Might miss Monday.
And too scared to fight back.
Because it's Disney? the Disney
That's what it
ones,
pays
though,
to be
Pugs.
clever and well-armed.
Pugs is just all about Nintendo now. Which I don't mind at all. We did just
Let's go
upgrade the
and end a few
Nintendo,
arguments.
so yeah. And to be fair, there's so many days where Raid gets cancelled, so you never know. There could be a bonus Nintendo day. Yeah. Usually what I've noticed so far with the Raid groups is it's usually the second day. Yeah, everyone shows up on the first day of the week because that's when all, like, the majority of the bosses get killed. And then push week is
Bring the chaos to a crawl.
a 50-50
Take a
chance.
mistake and make it like it never happened.
Or push day, I mean.
We can change the world as we know it. One choice at a time. And I can even go back and change the past to change the future.
Yeah, but the Disney one makes no
The
sense to
hunters
me.
don't like it.
It's
when the
just a
rabbits
cozy
got
game,
the
you know?
gun.
It's, you know, it's kind of like Animal Crossing, right? Yeah. Like, the point of it is you collect the characters, you level them up. They only go to 10. I can't believe they never upped that. Like, in early access, I thought they totally upped that and character level. Because one thing you don't know, because I've been max level for so long, is that there is an actual level on your character in that game. It's 40 if I remember right. And so when you first play that game, you're leveling yourself, and then you're starting to level your characters.
To bringing players award-winning,
And I always thought they'd up
record-breaking,
that, but
critically acclaimed
never did.
games. Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 from Activision, Doom: The Dark Ages from Bethesda, Diablo 4: Vessel of Hatred from Blizzard, and Avowed from Xbox Game Studios. All of our teams across Xbox First Party are shipping their most played games ever, and they're also delivering more content than ever before. From original single-player experiences to vast online worlds, our teams are empowered to build the games they've always dreamed of. We want our players to have the choice and flexibility of where and how they play the games our teams make. So of course, our games will be available day one in Game Pass, and every new game we make for both Xbox consoles and PC will be Xbox Play Anywhere. On behalf of our creative teams, thank you. These experiences don't stop when you put down the controller. As you've seen in recent years, more and more of our characters, stories, and worlds are expanding to brand new audiences through TV and film. A Minecraft movie and the Fallout TV series broke records and brought millions of players into the game. We have more projects in the works as gaming continues to influence film and television like never before. When it comes to growing new franchises, Obsidian is having a year like no other. From launching a blockbuster new game like Avowed to the upcoming release of The Outer Worlds 2 this October. Obsidian is always delivering great games.
Have you guys played
and they
the
have
first
a
Outer
third
Worlds?
game launching this year. You'll get to go deeper on it in our Direct, but until then, let's take a look.
I know of it. I just never played it myself.
World premiere.
I told you, you can't run from me, you foul beast! With new flexible legs, the yoke girth action figure can ride anything!
Man, it's gotta be tough for a guy like that to do the splits. Jeez.
Chaos descended on a ceremony commemorating the 2-year anniversary of when 4 teenagers were miniaturized against their will and left to fight for their survival in the backyard of a deranged scientist. Formerly evil company Ominent Practical Technologies was set to dedicate a statue of the 4 teenagers, fast food science robot Burgle and Dr. Tully, when an explosion erupted. Dr. Tully and the teenager's current whereabouts are also unknown.
Oh, good song.
You gotta keep them separated.
The predecessor, ND3500, reached. Accessing predecessor's travel log. Attempting data salvage.
I have encountered an unprecedented orphan. It was in a state of suppressed recomposition.
The behavior pattern of the orphans populating the area is highly unusual. They become exceptionally aggressive.
It is highly recommended to proceed with caution.
They seem to act more consistently, in coordination.
Destroying the nest is now a priority.
Such is our calling.
Such is our calling.
That looked good. I'm gonna take my watch off. It's in the way of my writing. Good song. I just love all the music. They know what us old people like. Aw, the cat wins. Oh, you remember it was just the other day I was like, I need a create your own story game. Aw. Cute. I would totally play whatever the fuck this is. Oh, that was Elder Scrolls? I have played whatever the fuck that is. Wow, Oh, we need to start playing ESO.
World premiere.
More. The problem is they make the trailers too good, right? That's the problem.
Mayday. Hold one to mission control. We're falling.
Although I did always like ESO. Just WoW always hooked me more.
Evacuate now. Thomas, come in.
Ariane, you sacrificed everything for a new world, to save mankind. And I'll always love you for that.
Thomas, wherever you are, I'll find you.
I still think it's crazy that you can play new releases on day one just by subbing.
England, Mr. David. I know this must be a shock.
Like, they must make a killer off those
He left you this
subs.
hotel in his will. It's been in your family for generations, much like the caretaker.
To not force people into buying the new game. Yeah.
Let me welcome you to the Grand, a hotel famous across the land. Every room used to be.
That's why WoW needs to be part of the Game Pass. We could stop buying expansions.
Here at the Grand.
Well, hello there. It looks like you're about to do some renovations. Would you like some help with that?
Assuming it was sub included as well, but why wouldn't it be, right?
Renovating the hotel when he disappeared?
Not just the hotel. He was helping the entire village. You have his power tools. You know, you could pick up where he left off. You seem like a good man, like he was.
I'm in. They don't suspect a thing.
Just make sure the locals don't get wind of what you're really up to. Because if they find out, they will wicker man your ass.
You keep looking into things, and things are gonna start looking back. Don't make the same mistake your father made. In this place, the only one you can really trust is me.
Nope, the only cute one there was the cat. Plus, if they're singing in that game, just saying.
There are as many gods in the world
as there are stars in the heavens, and when we need their help, they send us a hero. Who would have guessed the defender of my homeland could be my daughter?
She unlocked the heavenly spear, but is she worthy?
You can't rule if the heavenly spear is mine.
주권 국가의 자주적 결정을 누가 허락하는가? 만약 이 결정이 패권 국가의 특정 정치 집단의 이익을 저해한다면 당신의 특정 행동이 대중의 의사결정에 영향을 미칠 수 있으며 반대로 누군가는 당신의 의사결정에 영향을 주려 한다는 것을 인지할 때 자신만의 온전한 입장을 세울 수 있지 않을까? 당신의 입장은 온전한 본인의 판단인가? 그렇게 믿고 있거나 믿고 싶을 뿐. 당신은 무엇 때문에 분노하는가? 당신의 분노는 스스로 결정한 것인가? 누군가 당신의 분노를 이용한다. 지정태!
World premiere.
E ora olaiem loite fativi. Novo. Ilo? Te kemaite mana. Muite unanite waeora. Dia. Novo tua libemo iwalotaname. Ona utalima di efema. Teonami.
Looks chaotic. That last one, yeah. That armor looked badass, though. on the Switch too? Well, not the Switch 2, but the Switch as well. At least for the next year. Because, like, for like a year, they'll still announce it on the regular one.
Beautiful day to relax by the old fishing
And
hole.
then things will
Wouldn't
be
you say?
too specifically.
When it comes to fishing, Appalachia is a land aswim with opportunity. Yes, you'll find fish of all flavors.
This
in
was the
every
intro.
walk of
There
water,
was fishing
from
anyway.
its mightiest of rivers to its humblest of ponds. Just step up to the bank, cast your line, and when your bobber starts bobbing, reel in the rewards. What do you got on there, Jed?
Is it fishing only? Because if it is, I'm in.
Today?
See for yourself.
Bagging the big fish starts with finding the right tools for the job. There are as many unique combinations of rods, reels, bobbers, and baits as there are fish in the sea. And when you've caught your fill, pop over to the local tackle shop to swap fish tails.
I didn't know. It looks like a whole world behind them. This is part of a game, isn't it?
No matter what troubles plague the future wastelands of Appalachia, you can always find comfort in cozy little joys like
It does give me a Fallout vibe,
just
but
gotta know where to look.
I don't know.
Life
Let's
is
see.
your ticket to easy living. Design and build your own little slice of paradise. A place to show off all the bits and bobs you collect in your travels. Got a green thumb? Plant your own peaceful vegetable garden. And nothing warms the heart like a neighborhood cookout.
That is a huge steak.
Community makes a wasteland a waste home. Join today, and tomorrow you'll be kicking back and sharing a meal with friends in beautiful Appalachia.
Fish soup. It was Fallout. Yeah, I was gonna say, it was giving me Fallout vibes. The thing is, like, I'm looking for a fishing-only game right now. All my current ones are cartoony, right? So I want something like that, but they're always part of a game that has a huge world attached to it, you know? Yeah. But I may play that Fallout just to experience it. I think I have that one. Because they said 76, right? I think I have that game. You know, never been installed, but I'm pretty sure I do have it. Solo leveling. I already do that.
World premiere.
Aww. Ugh, you had me for a bit there. Yeah, you just lost me with all those cards. But it was looking like something I'd play for the first 30 seconds. I think that one was specifically to the Xbox. I didn't see a Steam or... Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I just want to say thanks to everyone for all the love and support.
Man, Tony Hawk looking old, right? I guess he was already pretty successful when I was a kid doing my skating.
Appreciation for skating all over the world, and that means everything to me and the team. I can't wait for you all to experience the game. It's been rebuilt with so much care and attention to detail, with some brand new parks, new music, new skaters, and more. And you can enjoy it all with your friends with up to 8 players in multiplayer. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 officially drops July 11th, and we have a lot more surprises to come. Check out the launch trailer now.
I used to love those games, but nowadays, like, they're not an interest for me. But back when I was younger, I used to play them. Yeah, games like that, skiing games, you know, biking type games, yeah, all that shit. And then there used to be that Olympic games. I used to love that fucking game. That one's a super old one from like the 90s, but... Ooh.
World premiere. I will say Xbox is doing a lot better with their game shows. You remember when they used to announce them and then play the trailer and it'd be every single one? Yeah, this like they're doing it like that indie show that I like.
That's like, remember that 4-hour one that was back-to-back trailers? Yeah, it's nice to see a high-end game show finally figure out what's, you know, entertaining, right?
Look who decided to show up. It's game time, baby!
You think you can still find your way back home, Phoenix?
Looks like they upgraded. Nausea, baby! Let's do this. This is gonna be awesome. Form up!
I'd totally play it. I've got a few of those games. I used to play them.
World premiere.
Nope. Is there anything you guys are hoping to see in this Xbox
The
showcase?
Smugglers League is always there. But you won't see us. You won't hear us.
I have two things I'd like to hear today.
And the only way
but they could be part of Xbox or they could be part of PC.
What we wanted.
One is the actual official release date of Little Nightmares 3. We only ever knew that it was this year.
And don't forget the rum.
And the second is I'd like another Cat Quest game.
My question is,
which would be Cat Quest 4.
Getting your hands on gold is one thing, but you should know that this is what we're really after. The bigger the boom, the better. Smugglers need to be adaptable. It's more than moving under moonlight and shadows. You should be ready to take advantage of others' misfortune.
And then I guess the WoW stuff.
Stealing, of course, is always an option. Just do whatever it takes to get the job done. You are pirates, after all.
Welcome, my friends, to the Smugglers League. You're paying for that.
Oh, that is Sea of Thieves. I was just gonna say, do you think anyone still plays Sea of Thieves? That's what was going through my head.
World premiere.
So it's a swearing game?
This is ridiculous. Please, come on.
Road rage?
Had enough yet?
No, Dad, not even close.
Someone mad.
I hoped you'd understand why I had to do this. Accept our rule or die.
I'd like to propose a third option.
I'm not your son anymore. I'm the guy who's going to throw you off this planet for good. I trusted you!
Well, you don't look very invisible.
Let's do this! Gotcha!
Need a hand? Might want to look up.
See how you like this? It's an army!
I am ending you. I see it all now.
So is she supposed to be Storm, or...? Looks okay, but if I'm gonna play a fighting game, I'm gonna play Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. Like, I'm old school, you know. Although I do play my Dragon Balls, so there's that too. So those three, I guess, which still counts as old school because, you know, I first bought one of them like early 2000s. I think Mortal Kombat I was playing in the 90s, something like that. Street Fighter 90s, and then Dragon Balls was like early 2000s.
I'm here to even the odds. Any objections?
Know your place, little lamb.
But to be fair, I don't know, have I... Yeah, I have streamed a fighter game. Yeah, because the, one of the, not newest, but like the third newest Dragon Balls I had streamed. The newest one's like $90, so... Pondering it.
Valisthea cannot endure a second claim upon her being, but she may yet be saved by you.
World premiere.
Not too inconspicuous.
Games like Psychonauts 2 showed how Double Fine excels at creating unique and innovative experiences. And Keeper is
Man,
no exception.
Phil looking good, right?
Looking ahead,
Looks like he lost
next
some weight.
year marks 25 years of Xbox. It's a big milestone for the platform and franchises that you helped build and make popular. We couldn't have done this without everyone who's been with us on this journey. As we think about bringing a new generation of players to these iconic franchises, I'm excited to share that players will get to celebrate 25 years of Xbox with a new Fable, the next Forza, Gears of War E-Day, and the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning. Today, you've seen an incredible range of games from creators across the globe. Creators like In Exile, reaching for new heights with Clockwork Revolution. Sluggerfly, making Team Meat's modern classic platformer into 3D. Square Enix, bringing more of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy franchise to our players. And Team Ninja, returning to the beloved series they debuted on Xbox. You've also seen the next Xbox hardware release, our Xbox Ally handheld, which lets you bring your Xbox experience and your library with you anywhere. I hope you enjoyed the breadth and depth of the games, updates, and experiences that are coming to Xbox.
You know, my friend Mark would probably love that because he plays in his lazy boy
platform and in our games
while he's watching shows. So now he could watch his shows and play the game,
We're proud
right?
of the creativity that Obsidian is delivering this year. Immediately after Showcase, our Direct begins, where you'll go inside the studio for an extended look at The Outer Worlds 2 and Grounded 2. Thanks for joining us today. But before we get into the Direct, we have a final world premiere. Enjoy.
World premiere.
Welcome to the Guild. We have been expecting you. Please, follow me. You already know us as a global tech leader. Our software, our systems, combined with our skilled team, is designed to save lives. Your years of service
Don't want to play a game when
the importance of our work.
Oh, you mean where? Where you look?
Scope of that mission in
Where you look like a giant penis?
to our esteemed visionary.
For too long, we have been bound by outdated systems, accepting limitations instead of redefining them. The Guild is safeguarding tomorrow, now. We are pioneering the future of protection worldwide. Our advancements are designed to elevate everyday life, reshaping the future of technology on a global scale.
Oh. He's gonna turn into nothing. Damn, I wasn't liking the beginning, but this is starting to look good. Good song. I may listen to way too much music. I can tell what song it is off the first note. Cyberpunk? I don't think it is. I think it's a new one. Especially with it being the last. But, you know, I haven't played Cyberpunk, so, yeah. Can't tell you for sure, but it don't look like it. I think it's a new. Oh, really? I was not expecting that. It looked like a playthrough. Yeah, I was not at all expecting that. It looked like a damn playthrough. Yeah. Well, that one looked pretty good. I will write that one down. I do like my Call of Duty, which usually is just putz around gaming for me. Yeah, offline gaming.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. We here at the studio have joked around that this has been the year of Obsidian, with Avowed releasing early this year and now ending the year with 2 more games. And what better way to cap this incredible year for us than by doing what our studio does best, sequels.
That's where I come in. You can get out of here, Fergus. Thank you so much. No, you're doing great. You nailed it. The sequel is the lifeblood of every great franchise. Think about it. The original creates the world and builds fandom, but the sequel, that's what makes it worth remembering. No sequel, no hoverboard. No sequel, no dual SMGs. No sequel, no raccoon tail. No sequel, no Zune 2. Which doesn't really exist, but I wish it had.
There was a Zune 2.
There was a Zune 2? I'm Mark, the head of sequels here at Obsidian, and I have sequelized
What the fuck is Zune?
everything. Blockbuster movies to AAA video games to my first marriage, so trust me, I know what I'm doing. Come along on this journey with me. Part 2.
Let the killing commence.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot that. I even have it in the title too, but yeah, I totally forgot that it was the Xbox show and the After 2 thing. I'm like, what the fuck?
The Outer Worlds 2 is a sequel to The Outer Worlds 1. It's a continuation of the themes of robber barons in space and how people are controlled by the stories they're told by the people who have power over them. This time we're able to go a lot deeper because we have more time and money, which is a great thing, and we're able to make it a much more
So hopefully some of you guys are
reactive RPG
interested
than we were
in
the first
the
time
Outer
around.
Worlds too. Part of the show, so we'll stream it.
So we're going deeper and more complex with everything for
It
the
is going to be a lot of blabbing though, so YouTube side, I'm probably going to cut you off like
it's really a complete
in
realization of everything people want from an Obsidian
40
game.
minutes. I need
Surprisingly,
roughly
this is the
like,
first time in over
I
25
noticed
years that I've had the
yesterday when I
chance to
was
do a
like
full sequel
swapping
for a world that I helped
to
co-create.
a different stream.
It's really just a fantastic
that,
opportunity to explore and
that it
expand the
takes,
universe
like,
in interesting ways, and to go even
I would
further
say a
with the
solid
themes of how
5 to
people are
10
affected
minutes
by
for
living in a dystopian
YouTube
corporate
to
reality.
realize I
You
stopped
can shoot
it.
your way through it, you can talk
The
your way
way
through it, you
I'm
can sneak your way
doing
through
lately.
it. And so no matter
Yeah.
what kind of play style that you like, this
With
is just
keeping
an awesome
Twitch and
franchise
Kick
and
going,
an
so,
awesome game to jump into.
So yeah,
even if
I'm
it's
gonna
your
do it
first
a little
one.
early just
The
to
first Outer Worlds
ensure
was a
we are
great
live
base to start
at the
from, as it
beginning
has all
of
the elements
PC
of a
one.
great Obsidian RPG.
Nothing's gonna happen
Interesting
to you,
characters,
to you
deep
guys
worlds,
Twitch and
important
Kick.
choices. In the Outer Worlds 2, not only did we want to double down on those
Just
elements, but we wanted to give players even more of it.
We've also put a lot of investment into skills and traits that impact things like combat, conversations, and areas that we call RPG interactions, which are the part of the world where players can use their specific skills, perks,
I think
and
I will
backgrounds to solve
too.
problems in unique ways in our new, bigger worlds.
I love a deep RPG experience, and building out that RPG crunchiness for our players was at the forefront of what we set out to create. We prioritize those deeper RPG options with different character builds and combos so players can express their role-playing power fantasies.
Yeah, I only wrote down.
We
Oh,
also have
actually, I
different
did write
equipment
down
options for
quite a
different
few
playstyles.
from the Xbox event.
And different companions
So-
with different abilities.
There's our Xbox event list. You know, ESO's already
In the first
out.
Outer Worlds, you
Has
start
been
off as
for
a stranger,
years,
which was
but I
basically
wrote
a
it
blank
down.
slate to build on top of,
And
with
I'm
various
pretty
attribute
sure I
points
have
that would
Fallout
begin to define your
76.
personal experience in the game. You can make any kind of
Let me
character you want,
see.
but we've given you a role. That role is an Earth Directorate agent. You can think of them as kind of like space cowboys or space sky marshals. They're the good guys that go into places and kind of fix everything that's wrong. You're gonna be one of those. But we don't tell you why you join the Earth Directorate.
Oh,
It
it's
could've
on
been a
the
lot of
wish
different
list.
reasons, right? It
I
could've
guess I
been
don't.
Because you're an actual lawbringer and you want to
It's
go in
still
there
a
and
pretty
spread law throughout the galaxy.
Well, it's
It could
not
be
like
that you're a
it's not
roustabout and you
full
just have
price
nothing better
game,
to
but
do.
it's still got a decent.
After you pick your background,
price
one of the
tag to
really
it.
important choices you have next is choosing your traits. While we had attributes,
Which
in the
I
first
guess
Outer Worlds,
makes
we
sense
leaned into
'cause
traits for the Outer Worlds too,
They've
which
just
are these
been
big changes
upgrading
to
this
your character depending
76
on which ones you
forever,
pick.
right? Like, let's see, when
So
did
it
it
could be something
actually
like brilliant,
release?
where you can tag
Like
extra
the
skills and you
base
start getting extra
version,
skill points.
2020.
And
So
that's
yeah,
obviously
they've
really
just
great
been
if that's how you wanna build
kinda.
your character. You can also
That's
go and do
been the
something like
most
Lucky, where
recent
you get extra
Fallout
critical chance, and you also get a lot of
for
really cool
5
options
years
throughout the game
now.
as well.
So I guess it makes sense to
Of
keep
course,
the
we brought back
pricey.
dumb, so so players love the dumb
But like I
option.
said, it's not like full price. It's Canadian dollars. It's 55. However, that sucker will go on sale soon. The thing to remember is, and I believe I have it in my
Lots of
panel.
really cool, fun conversation options.
But
we took
at
that
the
even
end of the
further,
month,
and again,
they
there's
will
lots of elements in the
have a
game where you
Steam
can
sale.
be dumb and use that
And
for
yeah,
something
so
great.
that's probably
Something
when
as
I'd
simple as
buy it.
banging on a
Is
machine
when
to get
it
it to
goes on
work.
sale. I could probably get it for like $30 at
After
the
you've
end of the
invested in
month.
some of your traits, your next choices are going to be choosing your skills.
I remember
Skills
it was
themselves
free
basically
with
allow you to build on your play
with
style and what your
Twitch
character is
Prime,
doing
but
in the game.
it was
That will be everything from playing
it
stealthily
was
to
not
stacking
for
an explosive
Steam,
specialty.
and I'm the type of person that will turn down a free game if it's not on the platform I want it. You know?
Throughout the
Yeah.
entire journey, your
There's
character
certain
continues to
cases where
change
I'd
with the
rather
different
pay
choices
the
you make.
money.
In the Outer Worlds 1
and
actually
that's one
had
of
more
those
skills than we
cases.
have. So we condensed them down to really the core and essence of what we really wanted there.
Yeah,
But we
that's
made
not
each
bad
point
at
you
all.
put into a
Like,
skill much more
considering that's
impactful. So instead of getting
Canadian,
small
yeah,
percentage
most,
changes,
like,
we
you know,
actually
I'll
did
just
much
say
larger changes
new
per
games.
point you put into each skill. And again, all these
Granted,
things,
once
because of how
again,
they're
this
checked
is a
inside the world
5-year-old
itself,
game. They
can
just
add up quite a bit. You know,
update it,
just
right?
even having one additional skill
But
point
new
or something can
games
open up a lot
are
more options in
usually
the world
90.
itself. If
Yeah,
anybody's
I
played Fallout New
90
Vegas,
now.
they'll be
They,
very familiar
you
with,
know,
like, the
a
perk
few
system.
months
We
ago they were
basically
80,
borrowed
but
that.
now
When
now
we ran,
your
we actually
games
have
are
more perks
80,
than
so
Fallout
ours
New
is a
Vegas
little
did.
higher.
But here's the cool thing,
Yeah.
right? We check and use perks for literally everything, right? So you can do everything.
Your
from,
son
hey,
says
I
he's
wanna
gonna
make a
get the
stealthy
new
build
Xbox
that
handheld
steals
thing.
stuff and is really good
It
at that.
does look
Okay, great.
badass.
Well, you can take maybe the pickpocketing
Yeah.
perk. So that's not
I'm
available
curious
to everybody, but
of
if you select that,
price.
now you can actually go around and steal things out of people's pockets. There's another perk called heavy-handed, right? Where say you're a
I'm gonna
melee
check on my
person,
phone.
what
Like
this
they
does
would
is
have
now
told
your
us
power
though,
attacks
right?
that
So
you
they,
use
yeah,
actually
I'm
knock
pretty sure
people
it's
down.
still unconfirmed info, but I
Oh
just
man, I
want to
really
see.
like the serial killer perk.
See if somewhere
As you start killing
there's
people,
a hint
they will
on
drop
price.
hearts.
I think
And you
it's
can
gonna
take those
be.
hearts, and essentially you're taking
Oh,
these
because I was
trophies, you could
talking
say,
at the same
and it's
time I
actually
was
giving you a
typing.
permanent
I
health
typed
bonus
in
every time you do it.
Xbox held
They have this
hint.
perk called Assassin. Now this is an early game
Instead
perk
of-
that you can take, which every time you stealth attack an enemy,
Instead of
actually you get a
handheld.
movement bonus for a certain amount of time.
What the fuck?
Flaws were a system that everybody loved from the first game, but we wanted to make it more personal to the player. We wanted it to really reflect how you were playing the game and give you a bonus that you actually wanted to really engage with.
With the flaw system returning, we knew we needed to go bigger, better, and more real than ever before. So, we turned to the team. I told them, no bad ideas. Give me what you got. Okay,
Yeah, I don't
we need
see
more
anything
flaws. We need them to
regarding-
be real. I want to put them in the game, so give me something. Inspiration. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I have bad knees.
You have bad knees. They hurt
Which
when you
makes
walk a
sense.
lot?
They were
So you walk too
mentioned
much,
it.
They hurt?
Yeah.
Cartilage.
Sounds boring. Makes you sound like
I'm
a boring
gonna take a
person,
wild
but it's in the
guess
game.
and say
It's a good flaw. What about you?
I like
700
to take small
US.
things sometimes.
So you're stealing.
No, I'm taking.
Because let's be
What
real.
you
Those
give them back?
handhelds are basically
I
prices
don't.
of consoles.
Claire, you shouldn't be stealing. What are you doing? You shouldn't be stealing, Claire.
Tiny crimes.
Tiny crimes? Do you hear the second part, though? It's a crime.
Well,
You're stealing. Claire, that's wrong. You can't steal things, okay? But it's an amazing flaw, and I'm putting it in the game. But you're a bad person. And are you the one that took my stapler?
So is this supposed to be like The Office or something?
Please. You, what do we got? Flaw.
I like to stare at the sun.
How long did you stare at the sun?
Just lunch break.
An hour?
Oh.
Why would you stare at the sun? Just saying. Like I've got my windows are like covered up, man.
Makes you feel energized.
How many fingers am I holding up?
3.
No. Anything else? We'll put it in the game. We'll put it in the game because I feel bad for you. Anything else?
One of my favorite flaws is something called bad knees. It will actually give you the option to take this flaw that'll make it so that you move faster throughout the game. But the problem is, anytime you stand up, your knees are going to make a loud popping noise that makes it so that, well, everyone around you is going to hear you.
No, ugh, I hate those noises.
The maniac. This is really interesting because what it does is when you steal something, you can actually sell it for more bits than normal. And like that sounds really great. The drawback is sometimes when you're looking at things in the world that are owned by somebody else, you'll automatically steal them. So you have to be very careful about how you use them.
One of our more wacky perks is the Sun Gazer Flaw, and it just gives everyone cataracts while playing
So
their
it
game.
looks like
So
I will
everything
get it
becomes
too.
Like
To be able
shafts and
to
blooms
play
and
with your
hazes,
son.
and makes
Play
the game
some
pretty unplayable if you happen to choose that perk.
some
If you happen
games
to be the type of
together.
player that habitually reloads your weapons like I do.
Me,
well, you'll
once
be off to the
again,
club
like I
over-prepared.
love the idea of the handheld, but I'm in front of the screen when I game, right? I don't really,
You're gonna take a diva for a while. While we support options like being a gunslinger, who wants to
I'm
find
like
destructive
not in the
weapons,
house, I am busy doing
wants to
something,
alpha strike
you
their
know?
enemies before they know
So
what
there
hit
is
them,
no gaming that
also
happens
allow for a
outside
lot
the
of
house
fun and
unless
experimental
you know, it's like how I said
gadgets and
earlier
wacky
where
science weapons
when I
and
took
armor.
the Switch on vacation,
even a
you know, that
psychopath
was
who
because
gains
I was gonna
permanent
be on a
bonuses to
plane
help
for a
by
while,
murdering your
right?
friends.
Nothing shows the impact of these character
But yeah,
build-ups
so
is
I
better
need
than,
a
in my
doc
opinion,
with
the
that.
bridge
That's the
area, which is a
info I
quest
would
you
like
get
to
early on
still
in
know
Paradise
about
Island.
is if I can situate it like I switch or like I situate the Switch.
Not only do you kind of encounter
Yeah.
this very early, and it's a very core one to the story, but it really expresses our philosophy of allowing the player to solve problems in a bunch of ways. So you may solve it by, you know, speech options. You
Or
may
if
talk
I
to
could
them and
somehow
maybe have to go do a
project
quest
it
for
to
them
the
and
screen,
really kind
you
of
know,
prove that you're
and
a
then just
friend
kind
of
of
the
have the
protector to get
handheld
by.
if I
I
need
may
it,
have
you
need
know?
of your help, stranger. If you are ready to seize an opportunity to show fealty to the
Because that is the nice part of the Switch.
You could go guns blazing.
It's on the
you could just
dock.
take everyone
For
out
the
inside
most
the
part,
POI,
I
lower the
play
bridge
it
itself
on
and
the
kinda
big
get across.
screen. You know, actually, not even for the most part. It's just always played that way. But if I decide to take a trip, then I can just take it out the dock and
You could
play
sneak
it,
in,
right?
lower the bridge, and then actually sneak in under the bridge to get over to the other side.
Although, with that said, you know, like my last handheld that I bought
Bypass
was the
bridge entirely if you
3DS.
found, like, certain
And
gadgets, like the shield gadget that
I was
protects you
still
from
a
poison
pretty
gas
big
as you go
gamer
across.
then, so I
Or
did
the double
play the
jump boots, which kind
handheld,
of
just
allow
not
you
a
to
whole
jump across
lot.
the chasm and get across that
You know,
way.
it's like 90% here,
There's
maybe
even a
10%
really kind of
on a
messed up
handheld.
way, right? Which is players can actually sacrifice one of their companions. Their companion who they just found is part of.
So in the
We're no
end,
different than the breeze
it all
when we start
comes down
tossing
to
our own to
price.
the rats.
Yeah.
I sure as law ain't gonna follow someone who can't see the wrong in it.
I must admit, I'm surprised we could come to an understanding. But I thank you for your loyalty, stranger. As promised, you shall have clearance to cross this bridge.
It's such a fun quest, but again, it really showcases that we want you to be able to solve this in whatever way you want to. When you build your character your way, we're there for you. We really want you to have the experience that you want to have out of this.
From the very beginning of our discussions about the Outer Worlds, we really knew we wanted every game to take place in a different colony. This lets us expand on all aspects of the universe. Every colony can be its own thing with its own flavor, and we can center them around anything we want. Any ideas or setting we're interested in. Arcadia is an isolated colony with abundant resources, and it's run by an authoritarian faction called the Protectorate. Their dictatorship is thematically based around the question of how much freedom people will give up for security and luxury. For Protectorate subjects, unfortunately, that answer is everything. The Protectorate is also incredibly wealthy because it was founded by the inventor of the skip drives, which are the outer world's faster-than-light engines. But those skip drives are starting to cause rifts in space-time, which are cutting off all the other colonies on Earth from being able to trade with each other. The Order of the Ascendant is an offshoot of the Order of Scientific Inquiry from the original game, and like them are a science-based religion.
What kind of games does your son and I'm guessing his
to the benefit of all mankind
play?
They used to be part of the Protectorate, but they split off to focus on solving the equation for the good of everyone.
Yeah, unless you have
not as
another
a way to simply
kid.
control the masses. The player's been sent to
But
Arcadia
if he's
as
the
an
only
Earth
one,
Director
then
agent
that's,
to find out how
gotta be
skip
where the
drives are
grandkids
causing the
come
rifts
from.
and what can be done to stop them. Each of the factions have their own solutions to the rift problem and their own goals.
Oh, you did say you,
The Protector wants to close them to protect their legacy as the inventor
or
of the
no, you,
drives
me.
and their
Yeah,
wealth.
me
The Order
and
wants to
my
close them not only
kids. So
for the
you
good of
do have
everyone,
more than one.
but also because they're complicating the math they're using to solve the universal equation. And
Two boys and one
just wants
girl.
to be able to open and close them at will to control all the trade routes between the colonies.
Are they all gamers?
In addition to expanding the themes and lore of the Outer Worlds, we're also expanding the humor.
Although
so
I
each
guess
faction has
more,
its own
there's probably
flavor
a
of
more
absurdity.
likely chance
Andy's
they
Choice
are.
is a merger between
Nowadays,
Anti-Cleo
I
and
feel
Spacer's
like
Choice
there's
from the
more
original game,
gamers.
and there are corporate representatives in the Outer
now
Worlds too. They've invaded
than
Arcadia
ever.
to liberate their resources for all of humanity, at a profit, of course.
One of my favorite
And
things
that
from
goes for
Fallout
both
New
genders,
Vegas
because like
is the radio
growing
system.
up,
It was just
I
iconic
knew
for me, and
I
wanted
knew
to
a
make sure
good
the
chunk
Outer
of guys
Worlds
that
too
didn't
had
game either. Yeah,
So we actually built out 3 different radio stations, one for each of the major
because they
factions.
were
You
they
also
were
have a ton of
busy doing
music.
other guy
Each
things,
station might have like I think 20 tracks
like
of unique
taking
music to be made for it.
apart
It's a lot
cars
of
and
stuff.
rebuilding them.
But the really cool part about this entire
Pretty
thing
much.
is that
Pretty much
we
what
actually put a
those
lot of reactivity into
non-gamers
the
did.
radio. So it will respond to the things that are going on around the world
Out of
that
my
you've been
friend group.
interacting with. So if you go into a location, let's say you solve a problem for the Protectorate folks, if you listen to the Protectorate radio station, they're going to be cheering you on.
Yeah,
as a
but some
hero.
of them play really stupid games. Right. Yeah, like yeah, I'm guessing you probably, I don't know what you classify as stupid games, but like yeah, some I imagine you wouldn't be interested in, especially maybe the grandkids, because they might play like games that are more designed for their age group, right?
The factions and companions are great examples of how we're going deeper and more complex this time around. They're integrated into the game's storyline much more than we did on the first Outer Worlds, and like with everything else in the game, they have a lot more reactivity. There are 6 companions in the Outer Worlds too. As usual, each has their own quest lines, but this time they are also connected to a different faction and have character arcs that the player can affect through their choices. Your first companion is Niles. He's another Earth Directorate agent like you, and he's looking for your help to decide whether he wants to become an even better agent or to turn his back on the Earth Directorate completely. There's also a somewhat cute Automech support drone that is basically Niles' helper. Her name is Val. Marisol's part of the Order of the Ascendant, and she's an aging but still deadly assassin.
Most
That's
of them
right,
love
she's a deadly
Lego
mathematician
Connect. We
who
all
may or
buy
may
the
not
same
have some
build and
unfinished
build
business
them
to attend
together
to
on
with the player's
Discord.
help.
Nice.
There's also a cultist named Azra.
So
who's part
that
of the
must not be a
subfaction that worships
game
the
then?
Rift.
That's
And in
you
her case,
actually
violence in
buying
general.
Legos?
You can choose
So you
to
buy
either
like
turn
the
her away
Lego
from overt
boxes,
violence
is what you
or
mean?
support her chaotic and dangerous tendencies.
Since you say you
Now,
build
one
them
time,
together?
Auntie's Choice had a program to graft soldiers with animal parts to make them
Nice.
more formidable. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work, and most of them are now dead. There's a combat medic who survived, however, named Inez.
I
and
like
she
some
wants
of
the
those
player to help
Lego
her fix
things.
her
I'm not
graft,
like a
among other
huge
things.
Lego fan,
Finally,
but I
there's
do like
Tristan.
some of
He's a
them.
Protectorate arbiter.
They're
Jury,
just
and
always so
executioner
damn
all rolled into
pricey.
one heavily armored package. It is your choice to
Because
either
I
help
know
them judge
there was
wrongdoers
2 I liked.
or show
Well,
them
there's
what
been
true
more than
justice looks
2,
like.
but there's 2 that come to my mind right now.
Based on
one
how you've been
one was a
treating your
Lord of the
companions.
Rings
I won't
thing,
reveal
and
end
the
of
other
game, but
was
let's
a
say
Hogwarts.
If you have not been treating them well, you will find out at the end
I
of the game
do
what that
remember a
means.
lot of Star Wars ones that I
Companions
liked
are a
too.
very, very important part
of
merchandising, because that's the real beauty of the sequel. We're talking
my
merch,
my
baby.
hobby was
It is
always
the
the
lifeblood. It is what
cars.
fuels
Like
us. Do you wanna see some
I
ideas?
mentioned it before, but
this out.
I used to collect
Gen Alpha
the car
loves
kits,
body pillows,
and then
especially
I'd
ones that
put
look like
together
human
the
beings
car
for some reason, right? Who
or the
needs a
truck or
significant
whatever
other
I
when you could
bought,
have a
and then
knife-wielding
I
space
had
psycho up
paints,
in
and
your
I would
shoes,
like
huh?
paint
What do they do with
the
them when they get them, huh?
paint the
Maybe a little
vehicle,
napping,
and
maybe a little
yeah, that
snuggling,
was
maybe a
was
little-
always my hobby. Yeah, which I actually picked that hobby up from
The visuals of the first
a
Outer
person
Worlds
I
depicted a
despise,
frontier colony
their
in
dad.
space.
Yeah,
The Outer
but
Worlds 2
it
is
was
driven by an invasion of the
my
Arcadia
high
colony
school
system by
sweetheart,
Auntie's Choice,
I guess
which
we'll
shifts
say.
the visuals
His
to be more
dad
reminiscent of a World
was
War I-like
into
setting
that,
in
and
space.
yeah,
That evolution
and
is
I
seen
was
across
like,
all aspects of the game,
I don't know, I
starting
was
with
like
the factions.
17 or
How do you
something when he
militarize
introduced me
everything,
to
including extreme
that hobby.
capitalists or math-crazed scientists. In a World War I setting, war comes with propaganda. The
But
sovereign
yeah, I
uses
remember
it to
he'd
maintain control.
kind of
Auntie's
like
Choice uses it to help their bottom line. The
go
Order just
into,
wants to
he had
show
a
how it
room
exists within the
that
grand
he
plan.
would do all his
We
like
want players to feel like
our
Arcadia
modeling
is a living, breathing place
stuff
scarred
in.
by a long-standing
And
war. Fairfield,
yeah.
one of the first towns you encounter, was once under protectorate control.
He had a
but has
bunch of them
recently
on
been
the
taken
shelf,
over
and I'm
by
like, I
Auntie's
want to do
Choice.
that.
They don't just occupy the town, they rebrand it with their signature style, repainting buildings, posting guards, and adding propaganda-based holograms featuring Auntie and the Moon Man. Showing the towns evolving after the invasion helps us push immersion for our players. One of our priorities in visually realizing the world of the Outer Worlds 2 was making sure everything is clear and recognizable from the player standpoint. We want to make sure each faction has a particular look and design. So when the player is running across these vast, different environments and landscapes, they're recognizing the motifs and visuals of who they're talking to, what they're going to be talking about, and how that progresses throughout the story. The first Outer Worlds was really about the player interfacing with corporations. And while we have that in the Outer Worlds 2, we really want to express not just the corporations, but how the player interacts with other facets of the world, like government entities or religious structures. And then we elaborate on those.
With larger environments, we wanted to encourage exploration by improving player mobility across the board. Now you can run, slide, double jump, mantle, and parkour your way through all of the nooks and crannies of these worlds. It really allows the player to just explore and have fun finding really cool stuff.
We've aimed to make everything in the Outer Worlds 2 better from top to bottom. The RPG elements were the start, but that's touched our story, our art, and especially our gameplay. A good sequel is true to the original. That's first and foremost, right? Like, we all want to add in a bunch of things as you're making a sequel, right? We want to make it bigger and better in every way. That's what we were trying to do here. And I thought, we did not need this consultant. We've made enough sequels. We understand how to do this. And I will say, I don't think it's been entirely successful.
I am very proud of the combat improvements we have made in the Outer Worlds 2, thanks to my patented combat system. You may be thinking to yourself, it can't be that good. Shush, what are you even talking about? You haven't seen it yet. Watch this. Put a helmet on, because I'm about to blow all of your minds with my COMBAT system, combat system. My name is Mark, I'm the head of sequels. Shall we begin? You're thinking, what's C for? C. Capitalize the fact that the people loved the first game. We're gonna take those people, we're gonna make them buy the sequel, giving out pounds, pounds, pounds. Quick ones, ha, ha. Not you, Dev. Here we go. What comes after C? O. Optimize for player satisfaction. I am terrified of online gamers, okay? I wanna make them happy. So let's, okay? All right. Mobilize the players so they're ready for that sweet pre-order. Clap with me. Sweet. If you don't have rhythm, Brandon, just say it. Sweet pre-order. Everybody has a different rhythm, and it's blowing mine.
And A for coma.
B, burglarize. What is this? It's basically just finding new ways to loot dead
I had to
bodies.
sneak it in.
You know what I mean? Right, Otis? Okay, well, it's a big part of the game. A, you gotta agonize about how many people are gonna be angry that we have just put so much combat into this thing and almost no romance at all. We should look at ourselves. What is wrong with us, huh? We can't have one love story in this? How many people have been in love? Raise your hands. Raise your hand if you're in love. Okay, are you lying?
I have a wife.
Put your hand down.
That doesn't mean you're in love.
T, trois. In French, that means two, sequel.
I think that means 3.
Okay, you're getting ahead of yourself. Come on, Claire. We're on 2. And how do we end it? Anything is possible. And we've established that we're the best there is, and there's no sequel better than us. And if I could just say one more thing, thank you very much. I know I've kind of changed the world of video games today.
For The Outer Worlds 2, we wanted to improve gunplay in every way. We focused on improving the feel of each weapon, the way a weapon snaps into ADS, the way recoil feels when firing, and how impactful our sound effects really sell the weapon's fantasy, to things like how unique reload animation can add a lot of character to each weapon. We've increased the variety of weapons by including new weapon types, but also through a host of fun and unique weaponry.
It kind
We
of
have
looks
things like the Bourse Blaster, that
Borderlandsy,
fires up
right?
that can
Like, in
explode
a
like
sense.
grenades, or can even be eaten by the player for
I
additional
do
health.
like it.
We have a weapon called Rookie's Reward that will actually level up the more you use it throughout the game.
Like, let's see, how much is
And
the
every
first
time it
one?
levels up, it's got fun fanfare where it's like shooting out confetti and it's got a fun little setup. We have a really fun weapon called the pop-up gun. It fires out ad drones that will distract your enemies with corporate ads, slogans, and jingles. While your enemies are
Oh,
distracted,
cheap as
you can
fuck.
focus fire
Jeez,
on
I
them
was
or
not
explode these
expecting it to
drones
be
for
that
additional
cheap.
damage. New to The Outer Worlds 2
I
are
guess it is
throwables.
5 years
So you
old.
can use frag grenades to flush out enemies, smoke grenades
Oh, it's
to
on
camouflage
sale
and
right
escape,
now. That's why it's
distraction
cheap.
devices
Okay.
to bait enemies into a stealth attack.
I'll add that to the wish list.
And even science grenades that will levitate enemies, allowing you to fire upon them while they float helplessly. And of course, science weapons are back. We have returning favorites, like the
But
shrink
yeah,
gun.
if anyone
This
is
time it's
like
been
me
upgraded, so you can
and
shrink your enemy down to
interested,
the size of a sprat and run over them,
the,
exploding them into bits.
the first one
Shrink
is
Ray,
on
that was
sale
probably my
right
favorite
now
one from the
on
first game, so
Steam
we
for
brought it into the
$10
second game.
US, so
But we
for a
improved
good
it though.
price.
So instead of shrinking your enemies for a short period of time and having them re-expand, this time they stay shrunk. And we actually added in the ability to step on them and kind of squish them and kick them because we knew that that was the player fantasy. We knew that's what everybody wanted to do. They wanted to step on the enemies. They wanted to kick them. So we made sure to double down on that stuff.
In addition to things like our returning favorites, we also have some really fun and unique new science weapons. One of them is called the Armageddon. This one's really cool because it actually shoots out these masses that are like these little arms that will stick to people or cover or all kinds of different things, and they will continue to just hit them until they get destroyed. And we have another one that's just super cool called the Spectrum Dance Saber. This is a melee weapon that actually lets you attack to a musical beat. And if you continue to do that, you'll actually get additional bonuses each hit
It
you
almost
do.
looks like strings on
One of
a
my
guitar,
personal favorite
right?
weapons is called the Big Bang.
The way
It's
it's
just a
designed.
big freaking gun that uses material harvested from rifts to shoot out a giant ball of energy, vaporizing everything in its path. Now, ammo's extremely rare for this weapon, but you can use it in just the right situation to devastating effects.
Like another great one is Gary. If you wear Gary, he will lash out at your opponents as you're walking through combat. So we even have science armors, and we've really kind of shown off what we thought was really great for the player from a science perspective.
We're all about letting people play the game their way. There are some players who prefer to be immersed in a first-person view, taking in all of the details. But there are others who really prefer to take the world in from a third-person perspective. Why not allow both? Well, now you can swap between the two,
Right.
letting you
I
enjoy
actually
the
like
experience
both
in whatever way
modes.
you like. One of the things I really like about having the third-person mode is being able to see all of the fun and unique armors and armor combinations and weapons that you can equip your player with. All of the actions that you could do in first person, so you're double jumping around, you get to see your character in that way. And you get to take in the world and see things in a different light.
I like that because the first person is good for like viewing,
is really
right?
the
Like
biggest
just
game we've
viewing
ever made.
atmosphere
Bigger
and stuff.
choices, more
But I like
reactivity,
to
more
I like to
weapons,
actually see
more
my
things
character
to find in each of
when
the
I
worlds
play.
the players can visit. The team has done incredible work bringing the Outer Worlds 2 to life.
That's why, like in WoW,
And
you'll
we can't wait
notice
for you to
that
play it.
I'm a little
Even though we've
more
always been a
zoomed
multi-product
in.
studio, this is gonna be the
Sometimes
first time
it's
we've ever released
because
3 games in 1 year.
if you play
It feels
WoW
amazing
like
to
the
do.
normal
We're so
way,
excited for more people to be playing
you
our
can
games.
barely see
It is
your
truly an
transmogs and
exciting
stuff.
time
Like
here at
it,
Obsidian.
yeah,
We're
you can't
exploring
see
what's
any
big
real
and small
detail.
while expanding on franchises
Yeah.
that we've created, and we have no plans.
Like
to
I
slow
don't
down.
play super zoomed
We hope
in,
you all
of
continue
course.
to
Like
come
I
along
zoom
with
out
us as we
for
do what we
when
do
I
best,
need to
make
see
your world
more
your
stuff. But I definitely, instead of my character being in the middle of the screen, it is usually a little closer. Nice.
With The Outer Worlds 2, we're all about the best place to play, which is also the promise of Xbox. You can play The Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, but it may be hard to play it when you're staring at all these beautiful holes.
Grounded 2 might be the last thing they kind of show off. Are you guys interested in Grounded 2? Mainly YouTube,
Or you
because
can take a phone call on this Xbox.
I might do our
then play
swap
The Outer Worlds
at
2
this
right
point.
after. Excuse me, I'm getting a call. Hello? What am I doing? I'm playing The Outer Worlds. Hello? Yeah, this is Mark. I didn't know I had jury duty today. You could play The Outer Worlds 2 on this Xbox, but it takes 2 people to lug around safely. We're gonna go up to my apartment, okay? And this is an Xbox you actually wear that also plays The Outer Worlds 2. What do you think, Claire?
I'm not
Are you
into the
playing?
VR crap.
Fantastic.
Like, yeah.
So now this is actually not an Xbox.
It
You
makes me
cannot
feel
play
like
The
a
Outer Worlds 2 on
hostage
it.
because
Can't play
like
anything
you're
on it.
you
I
got
guess bread.
this
You ever play bread where you
blindfold
take it
more
out
or
of one
less
slot,
on you.
put it in the other?
Yeah, I feel like
if you
I'm
pre-order the
in a
premium
hostage
edition
situation
now, you'll
or
get early
something.
access, which is like a prequel to the sequel, or is launch the sequel to the pre-order, or like why are any of us alive at any time? It doesn't matter. Either way, my job here is done. It's time for the Grounded 2 portion of the Direct, which is sort of like the sequel to the Outer Worlds 2 portion of the Direct, which I absolutely just hit a home run with. You know, it's really nice to see my influence go on to other games. Take it away, team.
Okay, well, no one mentioned anything, so you're being dropped, YouTube. We will
And
be
big
back
exit.
in like 10 minutes with the PC one. Just because I think this one might... you know what? Fuck it. We'll watch a little bit, but I need to drop you at least in 8
We're
minutes.
so proud of Grounded.
Just to give us
What
a little
started
time.
as a small passion project to make a quirky game where you're shrunk down to the size of an ant, trying to survive in a backyard, grew into something way bigger than we ever imagined. Over 25 million of you jumped in, explored, built, crafted, and fought off giant bugs together. Y'all helped make the entire experience very special to us. The team's been cooking up a ton for Grounded 2, and we're so excited to talk about it. I had to grease some palms to steal a bit of time from the Direct to give you a deeper look. There were so many possibilities and ideas that didn't make it into the first game, so with the sequel, we have the chance to dream bigger. To achieve those dreams, we partnered with the amazing folks at Eidos Montreal. Together, we're taking Grounded from the backyard to an even larger world, the Brook Hollow Community Park.
When we started working on Grounded 2, we knew that we wanted to make a bigger world. Fortunately for us, Eidos Montreal became our main partner on developing Grounded 2. They have a lot of similarities to the sorts of things that are important to us at Obsidian. They tend to make very narratively strong games. They make games with really deep characters and great character progression. They make games with great gameplay.
Everyone at Eidos Montreal is thrilled and honored to be working with Obsidian Entertainment. Our two studios share a lot of DNA. The same things that are important to Obsidian Entertainment are important to us. Choice and consequences.
Does anyone play Grounded?
And doing justice to great IPs and great franchises. The fact that we're the first partners that they're working with to make a sequel to their franchise feels like we're an important part of their history.
The events of Grounded 2 take place 2 years after the first game. The same 4 teenagers are returning.
So there's Max, Hoops, Willow,
and Pete.
They're a couple years older, which means they've gone through a bit more high school, a bit more mature. It's 1992. The world's a little bit different.
Man.
But we're still in that fun, nostalgic era of
1992.
the early 1990s. Grounded 2, we're moving the action out of the backyard and into
I was
the
still
Brook
in
Hollow
school.
Community Park. Not only is it bigger, it allows us to tell a lot more stories and expand the world of Grounded by exploring what the community of Brook Hollow has been up to and what they've been through.
The park overall is about 3 times the size of the backyard, and our initial starting area is actually the same size as the entire backyard from the first Grounded. The reason we wanted to move into a park wasn't just to create a bigger world, but was to give us the opportunity to explore the community of Brook Hollow and what secrets have they been hiding.
What we love and what we're excited about in terms of the park is the opportunity to create environments and landmarks that are mundane at normal size, but are colossal wonders when you're the size of an ant. Everything from a giant trash can to a community picnic table or a snack bar. All of these areas come to life in a brand new way.
Part of the fun in Grounded 2 is that the park was evacuated really quickly right before our teens were shrunk. And that means that the park has been sort of turned upside down and is in a topsy-turvy state. And that leads to really fun environmental storytelling, but it also leads into the creation of amazing biomes for our characters to explore. One of my favorite examples of this is the ice cream cart. In all of the commotion, the ice cream vendor's cart has been knocked over and its contents have spilled out into the ground.
That is a
and what
large
this means for our young
ice cream
adventurers
and
is that they'll be
popsicle.
able to explore this frozen cave of interesting challenges and colorful Lovecraftian horror.
We have one anthill that's actually somebody decided to bury a bunch of toxic stuff in the park, and so
Man,
there's all these.
I
toxic
wasn't
chemicals
interested, but
underground. The
now I
environment looks
kind of
very
want to
cool and
explore
very
this ice
spooky
cream
with all
cave.
of these sort of chemical pools, and of course nothing can live down there except for one type of insect, the cockroach.
But there is a lot of bugs, and I don't
Reinventing
like
environments,
bugs.
and in future
Yeah.
updates, you're going to see a ton of new stuff. You do a lot of fighting against insects of all shapes and sizes. We didn't just want it to look better, we also knew we wanted to add a new layer of
Oh yeah,
stripes.
that does look
The
pretty
changes that
good.
we've made aren't limited to tuning animations or adjusting attack or defense numbers or making characters or insects move faster or slower. But we did all that too, but there's also an entire sort of rock, paper, scissors strategy involving light attacks, heavy attacks, and blocking.
I don't know, let me
We've
see.
also added dashing as a new way to both get out of danger quickly or jump in for a quick attack.
It could be a putz around
And
game.
almost all the insects in the game will have these abilities now too. Sort of like a chess match, but one that's super frenetic, looks super
That one's
cool,
gonna have to go on sale.
and is ultimately just a ton of fun.
That's kind of crazy that they're
We're
already
bringing
doing
into
two.
clear play styles for tanky warriors.
The
low
first one
defense,
came
high
out in
damage rogues,
2022.
effect-wielding mages, and ranged hunters. In the first Grounded, we have mutations, and there were weapons and armors that favored different playstyles. In Grounded 2, not only will there be passive mutations, but there will also be active mutations. And a lot of those mutations support these archetypes.
Okay, so you guys think you've seen enough of this Grounded too? I hate to like
for what we're doing
take
with
it down,
archetypes
but
in Grounded
I
2.
know YouTube needs a few minutes, and I don't want to be
all in on the road. Now you can even dual
I don't
build
want you
daggers.
to
I've been dialing in this glass
miss
cannon
the
build
beginning
that
of the
stacks
PC
ambush,
show.
assassin, and cardio fan mutations with the Wolfbane daggers.
And
the
I
Wolf
need a
Spider
drink,
armor.
so
It lets
that'll
me
buy
open up
me some
combat
time
with
to,
massive
you know,
backstab
we
damage. That also
shut down the
inflicts
YouTube
venom.
stream,
Then I can use the
and
extra
then I'll
stamina
buy
to reposition
YouTube a
and try
little
to
time
dodge,
while I'm getting
rinse,
my
and
drink to
repeat.
kind of like
It's high
realize
risk,
I
high
shut
reward,
things
and
down.
Absolute chaos in all the best
Yeah,
ways.
because I have to shut it
I'm
down
looking forward to
differently.
seeing
I can't
what
do
wild
it through
combos the
YouTube.
community comes up with, and what they inevitably break once they get their hands on the archetype system. It's going to be awesome watching it evolve with player feedback and watching us try to keep up. With
Bye
all of
for
your
now,
game-breaking
YouTube.
builds.
I'll be
things
back
about Grounded is the
in
variety
10
of players
minutes,
it
and then
attracts,
Twitch
from
and kick your
builders to
stay in.
crafters